Hello, and welcome to After the Coffee. It's hump day, and we're halfway through the week. How exciting! You have some accomplishments behind you and some prospective accomplishments ahead of you. I hope that the remaining part of the week is wonderful. But this is a drill down on episode 5 of Know Thyself. This is a bit of a summary before we move on to other insightful tools that can help you as a human being and as a leader in your life and at work. So let's pop into the classroom. So here we are back in the classroom, and this is all about understanding ourselves first, but then it also kind of provides us the tools, another resource for us being able to understand others so that we can meet them where they are, understand their behavioral archetype so that you're able to adjust your communication in a way that will enroll them in the conversation. So that being said, we're going to cover once again the dichotomy of traits. So we talked about introversion, extroversion, right? Intuitive versus sensate, thinking versus feeling, judging versus perceiving. So these are the 4 dichotomies that make up the 16 archetypes based on Carl Jung's work. And it provides us insight into our own behavior to better understand our own traits, both interpersonally and socially. And that's what's important. Now, with this being said, we're bringing it all together in this episode, and these are all 16 of the archetypes that are possible under the 4 weeks that we covered, those 4 dichotomies. We identify which one we are. Now, I've mentioned I am an INFJ, what is known as the advocate. I want, hopefully by now, but maybe not. Hopefully by now you've taken your 4 letters, typed them into your browser, right? And put in ChatGPT is another opportunity there. That you could go into ChatGPT and say, provide me a profile of an ENFJ or ISTP or whatever it might be, right? Whatever your 4 letters were. And you'll get some incredible in-depth information about your temperament archetype, your behavior, right? Some people might want to refer to it as your personality. And in reading that, you get so much information. And again, like I said on Monday, you're going to go through, read it, highlight those things that you agree with, that you see, oh yeah, it's totally me. And underline those things that, well, you kind of felt like the profile missed the mark. In reality, oftentimes our blind spots are found in those things that we underline, but we need validation. So we reach out to a trusted friend and have them read it, somebody who's known us for quite some time, and to validate whether or not these things are in fact within our personality traits, right? So you're getting a little more scientific in terms of validation. To better understand yourself and to decide whether there are some traits that you like and want to maintain, which will come naturally to you, and which ones would you like to change and why? And I gave you a good example of the propensity for an extrovert in social environments being a dominating behavior. And it's not good or bad, it simply is what it is. But you may realize perhaps, oh gosh, I might be cutting people off. I might not be gaining value from the perspectives of people around me. I may be, inhibiting the growth of relationships with other people because of how I dominate. And people are off put by that, or they just shut down. So these are things to think about. Now, I shared with you one of the free resources, 16personalities.com. I've used them. I shared that with you. I did not get spammed. I was asked only once if I wanted to join the community, and there was a cost to that. You can certainly opt out. There are many, many, many other sites. So if you type it in your browser versus ChatGPT, if you type it into your browser, then you're going to get a myriad of other websites that encompass the entire Jungian theory of behavioral archetypes. And that could be of benefit to you also. There's YouTube videos, which some of them are quite entertaining and humorous, to give you some insights on your personality archetype, your traits. And those are all extremely valuable also. Now, before I go any further, I need to emphasize why I did this. Why did I spend 5 episodes of Monday Morning Cup of Joe to share this with you? For us to grow in life, whether it's about leadership on the job or just, you know, being a good participant in our relationships, it's important for us to understand ourselves, to know who we are with great clarity. And quite honestly, it's a journey. We're continually learning about ourselves. Blind spots through certain events are shown to us, and we get that epiphany of, oh, wow, I did not know this. I was unaware of this. And this kind of speeds up that learning process. It is a tool for you to be able to get a mirror and see yourself not as who you think you are, but how you actually show up in the world in your relationships. And that's valuable. It could save you a ton of time of bumping your head against the wall to discover your true self, whether we want to face that or not, instead of, taking years, possibly decades to find these insights. This survey allows us to be able to get a better picture, fine tune the image of ourselves, our self image, right? That's how it works. And to better know and understand ourselves and identify our strengths and our opportunities to modify our behavior so that we enrich in our relationships with others, whether it be at work or at home. It doesn't matter. Wherever you go, there you are, right? That's the reason why I felt it important to have these 5 episodes to enrich in and provide you a resource at no cost. I have not monetized my podcasts, Monday Morning Cup of Joe or After the Coffee. Why? Because it's my passion to share with you these things that will provide you insights. And my hope is to improve the quality of your life and the lives of those whom you touch. To me, those are the real riches, the true riches. So, that being said, that's the premise of this. And we need to go through a period of time where we are with this information, we absorb it, we process it, and we respond to it before we can begin to learn to understand others. Now, I've been using this profile, like I said, on Monday Morning Cup of Joe for over 30 years. Why? Because it has worked for me, because I have found it to be accurate and effective. And I've seen it change people in very positive ways. Now, that being said, how I use it when I go into a team environment, I am so familiar with the archetypes that I can pick out with 90% accuracy an individual's behavioral archetype just by listening to them share their insights and watching their behaviors. And then when I can understand them, if they are an introvert, sensate, thinking, judging person, I can modify my communication to fit their temperament archetype. And so we don't have as much confusion as we might if I didn't have that knowledge. So there's a reason for us to be able to use this to build relationships with other people, to help them know that they're being understood and valued. And that's probably the most important thing that we can do for each other as human beings. So important. So, next steps: read your archetype description, highlight those elements that you agree with, underline the elements that you don't agree with, and then share it with someone close to you for feedback. Those are your assignments. And then have them take the survey and repeat the steps. Have them say, hey, these are the things that I highlighted, and these are the things I underlined, and how do I show up? It can build that relationship that you have with that person. It will deepen your understanding of who they are and how they see themselves. And it provides you an opportunity to give them validity and also provide them insights into potential blind spots in a very loving and caring way. And that's really what it's all about. I hope that you take these assignments to heart, that you apply them. I promise you, you'll find riches within this process. Now, so I want to sincerely thank you so much for watching these podcasts. I don't say it often enough, but I deeply appreciate you spending the time with me and putting in comments when you do. It is enriching my life, and I hope that what I'm sharing with you enriching yours. Now, if you have any questions, you can always email me at learning@synergeticsusa.org. Share your insights and ask your questions, and I will do everything in my power to make sure that I respond to every email I receive personally with details in terms of what your questions may be and how I might be able to help you. Also, please try to make sure that you comment with your thoughts and your experience. Your responses to any of these episodes may enrich in the life of another human being beyond your imagination. So I appreciate it when you do that. Also, please, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to this channel. Hit the subscribe button and then click on the bell and click on all posts so that you can stay up to date with Monday Morning Cup of Joe and After the Coffee. And then lastly, share the link to this channel with a friend, someone who you think may benefit from some of the content that we share. And I deeply appreciate that also. Have a wonderful week. Lead well. The weekend is in sight, my friend. And I look forward to seeing you on Monday for our Monday Morning Cup of Joe.